got a few more I call my brothers. I got a lot of flows and they all like butter. Ooh. You know what that means. I came home nice, but I'm going back mean. I'm about to globe trot when they know a vaccine. Back lost, but they know exactly what's going on. Made a meal and I don't know what to blow it on. I tell a critic shut up like my show is on. Gave a t-shirt to her, said throw it on. She want a mini high school classmates, I'm growing on. My peers ain't popping, they don't know what's going wrong. I need the energy all the way up. Come from the bottom, now I'm blowing up. I need the energy all the way up. All the way up, all the way up. I need the energy all the way up. Come from the bottom, now I'm blowing up. I need the energy all the way up. All the way up, all the way up. I need the energy all the way up. Come from the bottom, now I'm blowing up. I need the energy all the way up. All the way up, all the way up.
One of the best, the lively and colorful Riverwalk. Just part of what makes San Antonio such a great town. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. D.A., take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton is accustomed to winning. He says anyone that's been around me knows how much I want to win. The goal, first and foremost, is helping change this culture for the better. I'm here for a reason, to make an impact. To go in the right direction, I've got to be a vocal leader and just have fun playing basketball. Kevin?
Well, D.A., clearly he wants to make his mark. Thanks for that report. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
Well, I think for the Spurs, they're just right now outperforming those preseason predictions. And that's because they're getting help from some unlikely sources.
Now Sacramento starting five. Fox in the backcourt with Halliburton to his side. Medu is out there with Thompson. And it's Hield in at the three, the small forward. And for the Spurs, the guard pair, Murray and White. Keldon Johnson is out there with Young. And it's Gonzalez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And already, Greg, we're seeing some of the new wrinkles that players have added to their game.
No doubt. The work doesn't end when the season does. And if you're trying to improve your skills or if you're trying to pack on good weight, that kind of stuff needs to get done during the offseason.
Now here's Gonzalez coming off a stellar performance against Oklahoma City.
Beautiful find by Derek White. When you start your career with Coach Popovich, you either make the next pass or you don't get minutes.
Fox against Murray. Goes up with a stripe. And he overshot that one, missing. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Spurs. Here's Gonzalez. And the layup's good off the glass. Gonzalez has got his second basket of the game.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Boom! He jams it straight down.
I mean, that's a nice find by Murray. He has the height to see the floor, and his awareness continues to grow.
Sacramento off to a slow start. 6-point game. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
I was surprised they put up so little fight. That was not the team I expected to see that night.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
Now, here's Fox. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Phoenix. 6 to shoot. Halliburton banked in off the glass.
First make of the day should finally give them a little confidence.
For whatever reason, they came in a little tight tonight. That should loosen them up.
And when Sacramento took Tyrese Halliburton 12th overall in the 2020 draft, they expected him to contribute right away. And Tyrese delivered, winning NBA Rookie of the Month in his first 2 months in the league.
And so here's Sacramento following the bucket by the Spurs.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
That one drops for him. That's 12 points for Mr. Fundamentals.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Fox. His scoring average of about 32.5 points a game tells you all you need to know about how dangerous a player he can be.
He is a blur. I mean, Fox obviously skilled at breaking down the defense, coupled with his athleticism and size. Boy, he is a terror. And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I'll tell you, this was their strategy coming in. They obviously identified a weakness there inside.
San Antonio shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. Here's Mitchell. His last outing, he had 8 points. Top the key, Barnes. 17 seconds left to play here in the first. Mitchell looking it over. 5 to shoot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on White.
With his size and explosiveness, you get the feeling Barnes could live at the line. It's all about creating contact.
The Kings shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And the first one drops.
Barnes is just such a tough cover. He has the ability to play both forward positions.
Barnes hits them both. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
Here's Bagley. 8 points his last outing. On the court for the Kings as the second quarter gets underway. The front court will be Barnes along with Bagley. Terrence Davis is out there with Mitchell. And it's Holmes in at the 5, roaming the paint. Davis with the double team. Stolen by Mitchell. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Kings currently have the league's longest playoff drought. De'Aaron Fox was 8 years old the last time they made the postseason. He says this is the most passionate fan base. So let's be special and dig out of this hole. As competitors, we want to win right now, but we know that we're building something. Kevin?
Well, they've got the right attitude and close to a breakthrough, many people think. David, thanks. Steve is a bigger guard with a great three-point shot. You have to think you would have done well in today's game.
Yeah, Kevin, but probably as a center, a pick and pop big because everybody's playing smaller now. So I doubt you'd have found me in the backcourt.
And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. Spurs leading by 13. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, They've maintained their focus.
Mitchell is double. Pass to Holmes. Inside. Here's Bagley. And finished off by Bagley.
Ferocious at the rim. Bagley can finish with power or finesse.
Young finds Murray. Spurs working the ball around now. Yep, it counts. 23 points for Mr. Fundamentals.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first. In this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Fox passes to Len. And oh, what a play. He just palms the block. Here's Gonzalez. Yep, that one goes. Gonzalez has got 8 points here in this quarter. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
They're doing a great job defensively down low. They've already racked up a lot of blocks. They've established an intimidation factor early in this one.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half. And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
The Spurs have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
At the line for 1.
Find the lanes. Find the lanes. One shot.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Fox against Johnson. Fox, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Gonzalez into the lane. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Gonzalez has got 30.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now, here's Fox. Lets it go from 11. The rebound by the Spurs. Gonzalez has got his 5th rebound in this one. Shoots over 5. Oh, my goodness, with no time left on the clock.
Without a moment to spare, he guts this one out.
Coaches always talk about closing quarters strong. Can't do it much better than that.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Pop, what did you think of the pace of your team in the first half?
Well, we've upped the pace. It's what we need to do because we're not as good a defensive team as we used to be, so something's got to give somewhere.
Pop, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, how'd you see it?
I like what they're doing offensively. Looking at their field goal percentage, they're moving the ball, getting great looks, and of course, they're knocking down shots. I mean, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Yeah, that's the point.
Obviously. Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
And one of the main reasons they're down right now is because of their rebounding problem. They're getting outworked, outclassed. Not bringing the intensity, not willing to get their hands dirty. They're playing like wimps.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Mr. Fundamentals in this game, he's been everywhere.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yes, defensively, what they've done, they funnel people his way and banking on his ability to intimidate.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And so Fox will bring it up for the Kings. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for San Antonio, the guard pair, Murray and White. Young is out there with Johnson, and it's Gonzalez in at the 5. With the drive, that's in, coming off the assist from Young. 34 points for Mr. Fundamentals.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Here's Halliburton.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Here's Gonzalez. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gonzalez has got 36.
Down the stretch, this is when they need him the most, and he is delivering.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
That's good from Fox on the assist by Hill.
That was the first make of the half. 1 for 4 now. Let's see if that gets them going.
Ice ball movement by San Antonio. And they pick up 2. Gonzalez has got 38 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Fox, and there's the drive, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
Sacramento ball.
And we've got a lineup change here for Sacramento. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Barnes kicks to Davis. Pass to Mitchell. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Young. Young's got 4 rebounds in this game. Back to Gonzalez. Over Mitchell. They grab their own miss. And that one is stuffed right through.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
And stolen by Murray. And oh, here we go. Young's got it, the fast break chance. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
To the inside, here's Davis. Rejected by Gonzalez, and they're able to recover. Mitchell passes to Holmes. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Gonzalez. Good, nice job down low. Gonzalez has got 44.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
Here's Mitchell. And no good that time. Murray with the defensive effort.
You want to talk about ugly? This team is losing, partly because he hasn't drained a shot all night.
Gonzalez plays it up and banks it in. Gonzalez has got 14 points now in the second half.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
They've taken nothing for granted. You can see they're playing the moment rather than the score.
And so it's San Antonio out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Back to the action after this word. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Kings, Mitchell is out there with Terrence Davis. Then there's Marvin Bagley, and it's Alex Len, and it's Harkless in at the 3 slot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Gonzalez against Mitchell. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket. And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lengths at higher levels later in their careers. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
Sacramento ball.
Sacramento making a switch here. Fox is checked in.
Aaron Fox.
Jones the pass to Davis. Land against Gonzalez. Land dishes to Fox. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. No one covers.
Yeah, instinctively too. Fox there looking to be a ball mover, a facilitator. And that's one reason why his team is playing well. Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Harkless on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. And we all value a dose of humility from time to time, even Steve from the Stars. But what do you think is the right balance between bravado and modesty?
You know, I think you always got to have character respect. I think that's where it comes from. But during competition, as long as you're not crossing the line, I think it's okay.
And stolen by Murray. Gonzalez against Fox, and he knocks it down.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
For them, the first half was maybe more of a filling out process. Now it's winning time.
Here's Davis. San Antonio with the rebound. Gonzalez has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
And as one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Mr. Fundamentals.
When it comes to protecting the rim, there are numerous ways to do that. The most exciting of those, just send shots back. And that's what he did tonight in volume.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Spurs.
One thing that stood out all game is the consistent penetration they've gotten.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint, because those have been big.
Mitchell, he's checked in for Fox. That one misses for Jones. And here's Gonzalez. And another one falls. Amazing. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Mitchell left side. And Jones slams it in.
On the heels of this run, you wonder, where was this effort earlier on?
Well, the question becomes, are they playing that much better now, or has their opponent taken the rest of the night off?
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Rejected by Young. Here's Gonzalez. And again, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you next time.